It is dim in here. It is almost dark in here. And that is because Liverpool are in a very dark place. This is a full-blown crisis within the season. And at this moment, nobody is to tell when or whether Liverpool are going to get out of this mess. It is an absolute full-blown crisis. It is not just about losing. That makes me think that this is a difficult situation and it's almost untenable, at least by our manager and Ancelotti. It is not just about losing, but the fact that we've lost at Anfield on 3 different occasions already this season. That is the most damning and most concerning aspect of the way Liverpool are playing this season. The losses that we've lost at Anfield are against weak teams. It came against Manchester United, Nottingham Forest, and PSV. With all due respect to all these clubs, we all know that these are not top-class teams who are performing at the peak of their powers. And therefore, when we lose to them at Anfield, we can have some mitigation. We can actually give reasons why it is not too surprising that Liverpool lost those games at Anfield. These are teams that Liverpool should not be losing to at Anfield. And the fact that we've lost all these 3 games in such a short period of time is massively concerning for everybody. Now, at this stage of our season, the only thing that we could hope for next is for Liverpool to draw a couple of games, to not concede first and foremost in a couple of games. For me, until I see that, I don't think I would be able to conclude that there's been progress, even if we win games. The concession of goals on a regular basis is something that needs to stop. And until we as in the team and the manager tune their minds to not conceding goals first and foremost in every single game they're about to play, the rot is going to continue. Now, Liverpool don't have difficult games. They don't have easy games. Because the mistake that we did prior to our fixtures after the last international break was saying that Liverpool have an easy run of games now. So we expect them to win all these games. But at this point in time, there are no easy games and there are no difficult games. There are just games. And Liverpool, as a team, need to go into games knowing exactly the level they are at the current moment and playing according to the knowledge they have about their current level. Their current level is not a top team. We haven't played like a top team in recent weeks. And so when we go into games, it is important that we realize our state and play accordingly. Against PSV, there were a number of reasons why we lost the game. But chief among those reasons is the fact that players were not up for the fight. Determination wasn't there. The same as it has been throughout the entire season. We lack fight, we lack energy, no passion, no grit. And you could see clearly that the players are not playing at the peak of their powers. In possession, we are not making the right decisions. That is why we are struggling to create chances. We go into games trying to pin teams back, playing in front of their formation and trying to break them down the hard way. I really don't understand that, because so far this season, that approach hasn't worked. And for me, the blame that I give to the manager is the fact that he hasn't recognized that that approach hasn't worked and it needs to change. We haven't been able to break teams down. And the longer you go in the game playing like that and not being able to put teams away, you give the opponent the encouragement. And they eventually get a chance to go on the counter break. They eventually get a set piece, a corner, or a throw in, and they score from that. That has been the story of Liverpool's season so far. Pinning teams back, not being able to break those teams down, teams getting an opportunity and scoring from that opportunity. That has always been the strategy. So I'll be really fascinated to see what Arne Slot does this weekend against Westham. Because in this particular game, Westham are going to do something that each and every football watching individual knows that Westham are going to do. They are going to sit back, be compact, invite Liverpool to come on them, try and pin them back, and break them down. And because they believe that they are always going to get an opportunity, and Liverpool's formation is not right. Liverpool is not playing at the level where they should be playing. One, they cannot break them down. And two, they are going to get an opportunity to break. They are going to get a set piece. And they can take advantage of that. That is going to be the approach of Westham. So what is Arne Slot going to do differently? That is what I'll be watching. If he goes into the game doing the same things we've been doing, then I'll be very disappointed. People are calling for him to go. For me, after the PSG game, I think he can do the job. I was highly in support of keeping Arne Slot, but after PSV, what happened after PSV, or in that PSV game, tells me that the players are struggling and the manager has no answers or has no way of helping these players to get over their struggles. Because you can talk about Konate making mistakes, individual errors, and so on and so forth. But we saw this coming right from preseason. And my disappointment is the fact that the manager has failed to tweak things and change things, because he's tried to do things similar to what we did last season. Fans kept saying, let's go back to last season, let's go back to last season, forgetting that for us to be able to play the way we did last season, players has to be at their top level. In possession, they need to make the right decision, and out of possession, they need to have top level energy, concentration, passion, and grit to be able to play the way we did last season. Right from the beginning, we saw that all these elements are missing, or they were going to be difficult for players to maintain throughout the season. We did that. We showed grit and passion and determination early doors, in the early stages of the season. It was bits and bobs. It wasn't consistent. And for me, my biggest disappointment is that the manager has failed to realize this. He has failed to tweak things, to set the team up in a way that gives us an advantage to be able to control those things opponents have been using against us. So going into this West Ham game, I expect Liverpool to sit back, give West Ham the ball, surprise them, because they expect Liverpool to come to their London stadium, try and dominate the game, pin them back, and they would take advantage of counter-attack, set pieces, and so on and so forth. So I expect that Liverpool will give West Ham the ball, force them to break Liverpool down, and we take advantage by playing on the counter. Because in my opinion, I've said this a long while ago, that the kind of attackers we have, Isak is the kind of attacker who thrives on counter-attacking football. That is what he has shown during his time at Newcastle. And at the moment, we are forcing him to play in a system that doesn't suit him. We try to pin teams back. There is limited space in the opponent box because there are too many bodies in that box. We try to break teams down surgically, but the players are not up to it. If we resort to playing on the counter rather than allowing the opponent to counter on us, I think that is the best way to go. We did that against Madrid and it worked. The manager mentioned it in one of his pre-match interviews that the possession against Madrid was low, and maybe that is the way to go. So I think that is the way to go. There is no reason for us to pin teams back. There is no reason. Get the ball, hoof it up, see if our attackers can run onto the ball. If they are not able to run and take advantage of the long ball, we drop back into our half. We drop back. The most important thing in these next few games is to avoid conceding any goals and unnecessary chances. That is the only way. So against West Ham, I expect that Liverpool will be able to get a draw. A draw is the only thing that I expect of this team right now. I don't even expect a win. In our next 3 games, let's go for a draw, a goalless draw. If we can do that, goalless draw first. Because I even think that by doing that, it gives us a bigger advantage of winning the game rather than drawing. If we go in with the mentality that we are not going to concede, Liverpool are actually going to win. So that is what I want to see from the manager. I want to see an approach that prioritizes not conceding goals rather than an approach that goes into the game trying to pin the opponent back and trying to put pressure and win the game. We are not there yet. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe if you are new here, and also share the video. You never walk alone. Take care.